What's going on, guys? So it's been a while since I posted a video. Last video y'all saw, I had just gotten the hardtail finished and got my seat mounted and all that kinds of stuff. Well, bike's changed a little bit since then, as you saw in the intro. Finally got my tank painted, I got my headlight painted, and my electronics tank is done now. A couple other things have changed. Finally got all my parts in from TJ Brutal Customs and got those installed. Got the back section painted, got the hardtail painted, and progress on the bike kind of slowed down for a while. I ended up leaving the job I was at and moving into something else, and you know, just kind of lost track of time and all that kinds of stuff. Just kind of slowed down on progress on the bike. I just didn't really have time to work on it. So I'll go over a few things. Parts that I went with that I was kind of controversial about, and where the bike's headed. So get into that. So here is the bike as it sits today. So since y'all saw it last, what all has happened is I believe I already have my ape hangers on whenever y'all saw it last, but the big thing that happened is the paint. So this paint color is House of Color. It's root beer candy is the color. I was mixed up on the paint color that I wanted to paint it for a while. I didn't know if I wanted to do some crazy color because it's a motorcycle, or if I wanted to stay kind of reserved with it because I don't really like all the crazy colors. I do on a motorcycle, but with this being my first real motorcycle build, I didn't really feel like I wanted to do a crazy color, and it turned out amazing. This thing looks so good out in the sun. I'll turn my flashlight on here to show y'all what it looks like under light. So the camera's not really going to do this any justice, but I mean, it looks kind of orange on the camera, but this looks amazing in person. But got my electronics tank, got my gas tank, and my headlight housing painted. So the reason getting the parts back from paint took so long is because my friend Christian, he was in auto body classes at our local college, and it was his first semester and still learning, stuff like that. So it took a little longer, and I knew that was going to be the case. So I wasn't really worried about it because there was still a lot of stuff that I needed to get done on the bike, and having the parts back from paint wasn't gonna, wasn't gonna speed up the process on me getting the bike done. But they came out absolutely amazing. I could not be any happier with them. Since then, I have actually started going to the auto body classes at our local college. Actually, that's where my headlight ring and my gas cap are at right now. I took those to school on Thursday night and got those sandblasted, and I'm more than likely going to paint those on Monday. Hopefully I can get self-fetching primer on them, then hybrid everything, then shoot color and some clear, and those will be done. But painting those black, there's still a lot of parts I need to send to powder coat, like the whole triple tree assembly, the risers, there's the solid riser bushings from TJ Brutal under here, and I'd like to take my forks apart and paint the tubes for those, and then maybe while I have them apart, fix this to where these aren't on there, because I'm not going to run the front fender on this bike, to grind these off and make this one smooth tube. And then I also want to send my wheels off to the powder coater to get powder coated black, along with the rear brake assembly and that brake bar down there. And then also, this is probably my favorite part of the bike now, is my clutch is now here, and here's my shifter. So I decided to go with the TJ Brutal Suicide Clutch Jockey Shift Kit on this motorcycle. And sitting on it, going through the motions, it feels awesome. It just feels like it's gonna be so much fun to ride. And there's still a little bit of stuff I need to get done, like still haven't capped these. I should have done that before I painted this, but it's, it's whatever. I painted the engine since then, and the guy I got advice from on painting the engine was Eric over at Casa Customs on Instagram. He has helped me tremendously on this. Any questions I've had, and I've sent him messages on Instagram. He has answered back, and just a super humble guy, super cool. If y'all own a Honda Shadow and you don't follow Eric over at Casa Customs, you need to, because he is a solid guy. Speaking of Eric, there's a bike on his Instagram that looks very, very similar to this one. It's a bike that he had built, and it's also brown. It's not the same color brown, but I just wanted to comment on that because I know I'll probably get maybe some backlash, maybe some hate from this, but I went with the color that I wanted to paint this motorcycle. I didn't care if anybody else had the color. I saw this color and just was blown away by it, and that bike was an inspiration for this bike. Some people are going to say I copied, but I don't see it that way. Whatever color I wanted to paint it, somebody's already probably done. That's why I painted it this color, because it's the color I wanted, and it didn't matter what color I painted it, somebody's probably already done it. Another thing that has changed since the last time y'all saw the bike is the setting that I'm in. The first video was at my friend Christian's house. He was kind enough to let me use his shop. At the time, I didn't have anywhere to work on stuff. Brought my welders over there and stuff like that. And he has a motorcycle too. It's a 76 Shovelhead. He's in the process of building that. At the same time that I was building this, we actually did the hardtail on his bike like a week or two before mine. But yeah, so recently just got a new shop. But all our toolboxes are set up, nice workbench, and then my welding station over here. Got my AHP Alpha Take 200, and then my little MIG welder, and nice ZT Fab cart. I should have done a video on that. But it's just nice getting everything all organized, having a nice workspace to work in, and hoping to start really cranking some videos out. I really enjoy doing this. It's pretty fun. Let's talk about the future of my channel. So I've got multiple projects going right now. I've got this. I've also got my 1998 to Dodge Ram. It's a 2500 3/4 ton, and it has a 5.9 liter 24 valve Cummins in it. I tore that thing down a few months ago. I had an oil leak that I was trying to fix. Imagine that, a Cummins leaking oil. Anyways, so I tore that down to fix the oil leak on it and discovered that my timing case was cracked. Let me show y'all here. So on 12 valves and early 24 valves, they were known for a dowel pin that aligns the timing case on the engine block that it would fall out. There was no retaining it whenever they designed the engine, so this was kind of the weak spot of those engines. 12 valves were more known for it than the 24 valves were, but mine is an early 24 valve. Mine is actually the year they transitioned to the 24 valve. Well, so whenever I went to pull my timing cover off and replace the gasket, I discovered that my timing case was cracked because my killer dowel pin had fallen out. So what I got here is a new timing case, and it's this hole here that the dowel pin is at. So what would happen is this dowel pin was not retained inside the engine block in any way, so it was free to just move in and out. Well, these engines are very vibratory, and they vibrate a lot, and what would happen is, you know, it'd vibrate over time and that would fall out. Well, whenever it falls out, the cam gear sits about right here. This is actually your cam sensor right here. And that dowel pin would fall out, and it would get caught in between the gear and the case and crack it right here. So that's what I discovered on my truck, and you know, it sucked because I thought it was just, you know, a timing cover gasket and I was gonna be good to roll, but that was not the case at all. So what'll end up happening is I'll end up getting my truck brought up here, and we've got a bunch of stuff sitting in here right now. Having a garage sale, I have a bunch of stuff in storage from whenever we had our old shop, blah, 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 doesn't matter. Anyways, once we get all this stuff out of here, I'll finally get my truck pulled up here and hopefully start cranking away on that thing. I got a few more parts that I need to get for it. Like, I have to pull my VP44 off. Whenever I do that, why not replace it? I believe my VP44 is going out anyways, so I need to do that. I'm probably gonna get an oil pump for it at the same time, and then maybe rebuild my power steering pump, you know, runs everything. I also have a brand new Hamilton 188 220 cam, push rods, valve springs, and tappets. So that'll be getting done. I also bought 5-inch MBRP exhaust because the 4-inch that's on my truck is kind of weird right now. And I have a brand new industrial injection downpipe. There's another piece of pipe right here, and that is for the install on this. So whenever I do that video of me replacing the camshaft in my truck, I'll show y'all how I put together my own kit for doing the cam install. Because if any of you guys are Cummins people and you've ever done that job before, you know that they have a kit that they sell and it's for putting in a camshaft. Well, I believe it's ridiculously overpriced. It's like $300, $400 for some wooden dowel rods and a string and a half piece of pipe for getting the tappets out. And it is ridiculously overpriced. I'll do a video on that whenever I get around to it, and I'll show you how I put together my own kit on how I can hang the tappet on a string to get them back up into the engine, because that was the biggest challenge that I found. So I'll show you how I did that, and it works very well. I've hung tappets on it and I've spun them around and they don't come off. Not so hard to come off that you're not gonna be able to get them back off the string once you get them in the engine, but it works great. Another build I have is my 1991 Fox Body Mustang. I've actually got the, sorry about the garage doors, I hope y'all can hear me. I have the front clip off of my car right here, and that is actually at school right now. I'm in auto body classes, so me and my dad got to work on that thing. It was solid white like that with a red pinstripe down it when we started on it, and it's now basically a bare metal. It's all the way to bare metal now. We realized that it had way too many mils of paint on it once we started working on it, and it really just needed to be taken to bare metal and just brand new paint all the way from bare metal out. So that's what we've been working on. The intentions with that car is it's going to be as close to a purpose-built drag car that you still drive on the street. That's what my intentions are with it. I've got a bunch of parts I need to get ready for that, but my Mustang, like I said, it'll be a purpose-built drag car that you still drive on the street pretty much. It'll still retain stock floor pan, all that kinds of stuff. I'm not doing like a tube chassis car or anything, but it'll be a very well built street car by the time I'm done with it. I've got my rear end here. This is a Ford 8.8 out of like a Mustang or an Explorer or something like that. It's upside down right now, but that's the rear end I'm going to go with. Eventually I hope to upgrade to a 9-inch. 9-inch would be the goal. I'd like to get a Fab 9 rear end if I could eventually, but for now the 8.8 will work. But that's the intentions with that car. I've also got my little single cab F-150. That's my daily. I don't really plan on doing anything with that. Maybe lowering it at some point and putting it on some wheels and tires, but that would be about it. I don't really want to do that to, that's an EcoBoost. It's a 2.7 EcoBoost with twin turbos. I don't really feel like doing a whole lot to it. It's my daily, it's super reliable. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. There's a little update on the bike, update on my new shop, and hopefully where my channel's going. Hopefully I can get this going. I love doing this. It's so much fun. And yeah, so stick around, stay tuned. Hopefully I'll be able to start making more videos on my other builds soon. And until next time, thanks for watching.
And I've been counting down